Next, we'll hear about the cabbage variety update from Dr. McAvoy.
So every year we have a special crop session. This year we decided on brassicas. I thought it'd be appropriate to present cabbage data since it's the #1 brassica crop in Georgia. So this year I had one trial comparing flat cabbage varieties. So Bravo, Monterey, and Cheers are round cabbage. Bravo is the most commonly grown, and Green Lunar is a flat cabbage commercial variety. And then you can see the experimental numbers, they're all flat cabbage. And in each slide, I'm going to show you both counts and weights for all the data that I have per plot. So this one, as you can see, the 548 is much earlier than all the other varieties. Had the highest number of heads harvested compared to the round varieties and all the other flat varieties. And that trend also continued with the weights, with the 548 having the earliest weight. Excuse me. It actually was the same as Bravo, Cheers, and Monterey, but it was earlier than the other flat varieties. Total head counts. So this was marketable yield for multiple harvests combined. As you can see, the Bravo, Cheers, 540, 548, and 551 had the highest yields. Bravo had higher yields than Green Lunar and Monterey. And all the flat variety experimentals were similar. As far as weight, the Bravo and Cheers commercial round varieties had the highest weight. So they were heavier than the flat varieties because they had similar numbers but less weight. Here's the weights. Again, Bravo and Cheers have higher weight per head. Monterey and 551 are moderate sized. The 551 and 548 were similar in head weight. And the Green Lunar and 540 were the least. So as you've probably been noticing, the Green Lunar hasn't been performing well, and the 548 seems to be performing well as far as earliness and holding its own in the flat varieties. I took width and height. The width was not significant, but the height was what made up the difference for the shape. Again, Cheers had the highest, so it was almost slightly elongated height. Bravo, Monterey, and 551 had similar height. So the 551 isn't as flat as Green Lunar 540 and 548, which had a shorter head. So this is the ratio of height to width. A ratio of 1 would be perfectly round. You can see the Cheers, Bravo, and Monterey round cabbage are statistically rounder. The 551 is in the middle, and then the Green Lunar 540 and 548 are all flat. So what are my recommendations? What's the bottom line? As far as yield, Bravo and Cheers still have the most yield and the biggest heads. But as far as the flat cabbage, 548 was earlier. It was earlier than the other flat cabbage, and it was earlier than the round cabbage as well. It had a good ratio for shape, and it was the best performing flat cabbage. It outperformed Green Lunar, which is a commercial variety. And with that, that concludes my results. Are there any questions? Thank you.
The 548 was labeled yet? I mean, named rather?
No, I'm not sure. I'll have to follow up with that. Yes, sir.
Between Bravo and Cheers, which one did better with disease?
I didn't have any disease in this trial. I didn't make note of that. Thank you.